Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back. This is our cozy and realistic nomad series where we play as General of the Minutemen, working to rebuild the Commonwealth one settlement at a time. And today we are wrapping up here at Egret Tours Marina. We have to wrap it up because we have lowered the graphics quality as low as we can go, and we are still experiencing lag. My camera is off again this week, so we need to wrap up here so we can move somewhere else and hopefully give the game a chance not to crash. This will likely be a shorter episode because we don't have much left here. We could start some new buildings in the parking lot if we had the area and processing power, but I think I would need to build a new PC for that. So I think this will be our last episode, and it should probably be a short one. So grab some Nuka-Cola, settle in, let's get cozy. I think we do have some room. Yeah, we have some room left in the build limit, and it is just unfortunate how much of this space there is, because it is wonderful space, and I would love to use it. But you can see we're laggy a bit as it is, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we don't crash here, and then I will be happy. That'll be enough for me to be happy. They can't pathfind around this door, but that is not an issue with the game. That is just their NPC logic is like that. They're just like that. One of you in the comments had the most magnificent idea for this clothing shop, which was to add, oh, I don't even know what I want to use for this yet, but add some sort of dumpster, not dumpster, like clothing collection bin. You know, I guess it could be a dumpster. Technically, we do have dumpster here in containers. Let's scroll through containers. Something that people could drop off either clothing donations or clothing to be laundered. Just sort of a collection area for if, you know, she's not outside. And this is a hamper. It's just a new looking hamper. Hold on. How do I feel about this? I just want to see it. It does look new. And I don't know if I like it being that fresh and clean new. What else do we have? We could do a locker. A locker is not a bad thing at all. I think we could move the fish rack behind it. But a locker's not a bad move at all for, like, you could hang up your clothes in it and then they would be laundered and returned to you. Yeah, let's drop off a locker. And we could technically put this inside, but since this is her house as well, I like the idea that she could lock up and then people could drop things after hours. Vault trunk could work. Let's go into miscellaneous, because I think like an ice machine or dumpster would be cool here. It's not in furniture miscellaneous, is it? That's decoration miscellaneous. Gosh, you know, we've played this game for so long, and I still don't have a strong grasp on where the menus are. Ice cooler would fit well, but I think the ice cooler is cold, because, you know, we're using it in Egret Depot, the trading depot that's just over there, as cold storage. Yeah, it could be a trash bin, just like this, for textile recycling and restoration. Oh, I don't hate that. Trash can is fine. Let me just place it. And now over here we're in like the Halloween Creation Club things. I blame the Creation Club things, not the Creation Club things themselves, but the whole next-gen updates for making this game like it is. We used to be able to upload these in such high quality, and now, since that most recent update, the game performance is struggling so much. Okay, I actually think the locker replaces the fish rack. This we can keep because it's tannery stuff. I love this. I love the idea that people would be able to drop stuff off for repair or replacement if she's, you know, if it's after hours, or even if, you know, she's got somebody, she meets a traveler trader coming in and they're, you know, getting a drink at the gallery, that she could be like, oh yeah, I can repair that for you. My shop's not open right now, but go drop it off in the locker, and then I'll leave it in the locker, you know, before you wake up to leave on your ship, because she wouldn't have the same hours necessarily as these traders coming in and out. So that's just so lovely. Ah, I am obsessed with this. Can we close the door? There we go. It's beautiful. We do have this... Okay, we have the option of the dumpster. We have the option of keeping the dumpster in addition to the locker. But I think it takes up too much space, one. And two, I'm not sure that they would have a ton of textile waste. I think that they would be very focused on repairing and reusing what they could. And if they did have, you know, textile waste, I feel like it could still be like, oh, here's this, you know, pair of jeans or whatever that's beyond repair. Like maybe it is really beyond repair, but then they could leave it in the locker and she could repurpose the fabric in some way. So I'm going to count the locker as, you know, all of our solutions there for whatever function people need it for. We worked on the sort of medical setup last time. We can do a full tour at the end of this, but I think the last thing we really wanted to build was the like guard overlook here. I know I'm being kind of jerky with my mouse moving it around. That's not even the game. That's me because I'm scared to I'm scared to whip the camera around too fast because the graphics do feel... Oh, what's happening? Blocky is what I was going to say. The graphics feel blocky. Is this the rad stag that we ignored at the end of the last episode? What happened?
I got work to do. Can't talk now.
I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm just trying to figure out what happened. I thought that was a body, but it's a car. I don't see anything. I mean, I guess you guys handled it. Oh, nope, there it is. Oh, it was the rad stag, wasn't it? Oh, sorry. Well, let's move it. Oh, we can't pick it up. Great, so that's there now. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Sorry to that rad stag. See, maybe we should have taken it out when it was over, not in the middle of our settlement. But you know what that means now? Is we have some junk of a rad stag hide. Scrolling all the way down. We have so much junk. We have so many things. There we go. Rad stag hide. And I'm just going to drop that new one that we have there.
Stay out of their way.
Not going to leave it outside because this is valuable material for her, but that does mean I got to open the door. Excuse me, I have some fresh leather. I'm just going to place here on your workstation to deal with later. Isn't that wonderful? That's wonderful. Sorry, Preston. I do need you to scooch. Okay, I think she's all good. Look at how good they look. Oh my god, just wonderful. And they took out the rad stag for us. So let's come up here. And I'm just going back into workshop mode so we can see what's within the settlement, because if I can scrap any of these things, I will. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, that's satisfying. It's like popping a pimple or something when we get to scrap something big like that that cleans up a whole area. It's just so satisfying. Alright, this we can't scrap. This doesn't need to be repaired. We've taken care of these things. They have food, they have water, they have defense, they have beds. Their happiness is getting up there. Does this work as smoothly as I want it to work? That was kind of a weird way of getting up. You sort of get a little stuck at the top. If I move this out a little bit, does that make it any better? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. And then this is a mostly smooth surface, so I'm not really worried. But now here, oh, we can get into some classic shack building here. I don't need a prefab, but we can use one of the pop-out walls. Because I think, too, this is such a good vantage point for people coming in on the water that you would really want to be able to take advantage of that. Yeah, that's lovely. And we'll throw on a wall or two. Solid wall on this side. Maybe a shack wall on this side. And we need a wall with a door on the front. There we go. Oh, that's good. What about roof? Just kind of regular roof? Yeah, I think so. Let's do it this way. Yeah, so the runoff kind of comes here and trickles down that way. You know, I didn't think about that until y'all in the comments pointed it out, but the slant of the roof really impacts what happens when it rains. So if we put it this way, then the runoff will sort of go down this way instead of falling here onto the house, which is nicer. Although I guess the house, or not the house, but the clothing shop sort of puts its own rainwater right in the face of it. So, you know, we're not following that rule all the time. Let's grab a door. Ooh, I do like this door for a guard shack like this, because it is kind of like an outpost up here. I'll just open that back up. And then do we want like a turret here? What is that cabin? Do we know what that cabin is? Friend or foe? I assume everything is friend because we're the Minutemen, but I feel like this could be a nice spot for a turret. I'm not really paying attention to where the actual enemy spawn points are. I'm thinking about where would you feel the most safe in a settlement like this. And now that I'm saying that, this right side does feel kind of unprotected because we've got trees and stuff. So if I come in here to structures and miscellaneous, would it be nice to sprinkle some of these railings as we go? And I think so, especially like here at the entrance, because you might have your head down, you're focusing on coming up the stairs, and then you've got a little protection on your left there. We are going to want to pillar glitch these things just because they look so awkward sitting on top. But they're one of those things that when you do pillar glitch them, oh, they just look so lovely. Like they were meant to be there all along. Let's grab this one first. I can't seem to grab it. I can put the post in it. Oh, I guess that works actually. Let's come back up here. At least somewhat. At least right there. And I'll take that, you know? But if I can get this not to snap to this one. I don't know why it wants to make that difficult. We can, of course, use our conduit for some extra reach. I just want to be conscious about not putting it in the ground and then losing it forever. Because that is the thing that we have done before. Okay. And yeah. Oh, see? It melts into the ground like it was meant to be there. Like it has been there for the last, I don't know when they would have started rebuilding. Not 200 years, but... Oh, no. I should have used a different one for this, or at least turned it around. Let's use a different one. What other ones do we have that are... Ooh, I keep wanting to go into fences, but the shack balcony railings are not in fences. Okay, that one's nice. Oh, we could do this. Sure. Let's try that. Oh, am I allowed to place this? It doesn't want to... It's not green. That's okay. If it doesn't, we'll do something else. I keep getting confused by the settlement edge being green because I'm like, look, it looks so green, but it's definitely not green. Let's try grabbing the post in a different way. Is that any better? No. Oh, it works if we place it really low. What does that feel like? Oh, yeah, that's too low. What about post on the left? And I can even bring it a little farther forward. That feels okay from this angle. We'll see again from... Oh, see, yep. Coming to the front. That's so much. Let's just try and move this piece up here. It doesn't seem to want to go there either. Usually this shack railing piece plays so nice. I'm gonna pre-sink the pillar just a touch. Wow, it doesn't want to go there. That's so interesting. I wonder if it's because we're close to the edge of the settlement. I'm okay not having a shack piece here. But I do want to just explore. Turning it around? How's that? We can't see any of it. How is it? Not great. What if I, move it down. So if I'm walking up here to go to my guard station, I get one shack balcony railing here, the tree to kind of protect me here, and then yeah, you know what? I think it adds a little value, especially if we come out of workshop mode and we can't tell where the edges of the settlement are. Because think about, you're coming up, your guard's a little bit down when you're walking up the ladder. So you got some protection on this side, some protection on this side, and then you've got this natural sort of, not a cliff, but small raised area. And then you've made it here, and you can look out and you're super well protected once you're inside. I think that's wonderful. Yeah. Let's get them some furniture. Definitely need a bed. And I think for a guard post like this, it can just be a small kind of basic bunk. If I can wiggle myself in here. Yeah, that's good. Because I want to keep this area at the foot of the bed for like a chair, like a lookout chair, somewhere they can be comfortable but alert. And I guess the metal chair isn't super comfortable. Could be like this, but I think then you'd be too relaxed. I don't want to use the airplane seat again. We keep using it. What about this rolly chair? I feel like that gives them, they can sit upright, but they've got some mobility. Are desks and tables? I always forget. Because I think they're in containers, but then sometimes they end up being tables anyway. Yeah. Because I think a desk right in the corner here would be nice, because then the chair serves like two purposes. It can be the lookout chair, or you can wheel it back to the desk to be sort of the desk, which I think is nice. Now I'm looking for a plant for the foot of the bed. Something to tie in the red and add a little air filtration. And while we're in decorations, I'd like for guards doing a little place for them to put their weapon. Keep it handy, you know? Within reach. So they can go to sleep knowing they could grab it and run if they needed to, because they're the guard. They are sort of the protection of this settlement. And then we have space on the left. What do we want the space on the left to be? We have so many options. It could be a cabinet. Okay, I like cabinet. Let's come back to cabinet. It could even be a smaller cabinet like that. We have a desk here. It could be a dresser. That could be where they put their personal stuff. It could be a trunk, again, where they put sort of personal stuff. Let's put a suitcase under the bed, because I think I like that more than a dresser, and that then they have a way for storing their personal things. It also doesn't have to be a container at all. It could be a table. It could be like a dining table. Or like one of the little credenza things. I sort of love the idea of them being like a Vault-Tec fanatic and they find this mid-century modern piece. That's cool. But it's a little too clean for me. Is there something in a less clean variant? I sort of like this little credenza-y thing. Is that what that's called? Credenza? I think we're up against the back of it. I think that's really lovely because they have, okay, so they can sleep, they can get dressed, they can work, they have their weapon on them, and then this is just sort of an area of beauty for personal effects. Let's see if I have like a vase. I'm just looking slowly to see what we have here. Oh, you know what? I do like a souvenir coffee cup. Let's get them one of those from Nuka World. And we're scrolling down. Oh, there's a willow vaulted vase. That's nice. Let's see if we can place these things in workshop mode. Oh yeah, that just adds some like joy and care to a space that I think without thought would just be a very empty barracks. So I think giving them some, personal touches like that, it just makes this space feel better. They have the plant, they have some flowers. They'd be up here by themselves. They probably would wish that they could walk down to the gallery or, hang out with the others more frequently, but they're up here. So we want it to still feel homey and nice. And with that in mind, I'm looking for just a little wall decoration. I don't think they need a full-on painting, but I think maybe some buoys could be a nice touch. Not inside, maybe outside. Maybe just like this. Yeah, that even maybe they justify it to themselves as like an alarm system. They would hear the buoys moving. This is so great. I'm also noticing the CPU usage of the game is spiking. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little quick save, just in case. Just in case. There we go. But I think this looks good. Yeah, I think that looks great. Oh, do we want to do a Minutemen flag while we're up here in like a guard barracks? I think that's always nice to do. It's not in wall decorations though. Those are just miscellaneous. Gotta scroll all the way over to the edge. I think I can do it faster clicking each one than I can just holding the arrow key down. Oh yeah, yeah, that's really nice. Oh, that's lovely. Just a lovely touch to be like, this is the Minutemen looking out. That's wonderful. We should find somebody to assign to be the Minutemen. Okay, we've got our boat captain. I think you were going to be a farmer. But since you're not...
Just looking to trade a little.
Can I dress you up in a Minutemen outfit? Because well, I miscounted the number of people we, like, needed for this settlement because I thought we could assign... Do we have a Minutemen outfit? There we go. Because I thought we could assign our painter to a station. But we can't, so she can part-time as a farmer, which means we have an extra pair of hands. And can I give you armor? Yeah, let's do some armor here. I don't have like a chest piece. That's okay. I feel good. I feel good at least having some of those things on you. Oh, were you already wearing? Oh, those are so similar. Let's give you the Minuteman hat and take back the militia hat. There we go. But you can keep the other clothes that you had on.
I just can't lose.
There we go. Oh, you look great. Oh, wait. I didn't give her anything assignable up here either, did I? That is an easy fix, though. Let's go ahead in defense. Guard posts. Ooh, and I don't really want to face it out over the settlement, but... Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking in this moment. If, like, pirates came in or raiders came in through the water, they would enter this way. And then they'd be, like, on the docks here. They'd be taking people here. You would want to cut them off before they got to the warehouse or the gallery, because that's where, we have civilians, residents living. You don't want them getting all the way out here. We have turrets over there for raiders coming by land, but for raiders coming by sea, we have what? We have a turret over there on that side, I think. If we don't, we should add one. We have a turret up here. We can, she can hide in here and shoot out through this, popped out part where we've got the curtain. But if pirates were coming, raider pirates, I love that idea. If raider pirates were coming in here, I think having her as a lookout so she could sort of, I was trying to sneak, but there we go, was in workshop mode. If she can kind of sneak, then she's protected by this. That just gives her a great vantage point. So I do want to assign her to this. I know it feels a little weird to have it pointed at her own people, but it is for if we get raider pirates, and only that. I'm also going to assign her to the bed, because usually she can just keep a lookout from within here. There we go. That's lovely. Ooh, and our happiness rose 2 points. I don't think because of that, but maybe. He's on scavenging. We have her on clothing shop. Is there anybody I forgot about? I know we have Phyllis, and I didn't really make a separate plan for Phyllis. And gosh, I would just love to add more texture of like seating along here. There's so much we could do to add more life into the docks, but because we are at capacity, I think I need to stop myself. I need to physically restrain myself from doing more here, and that's okay. Can I move this? I don't know who moved it out of place, but it should probably be... Oh, well, I guess it can go there. It's just on the shelf now. That's fine. You're assigned to farming. You're assigned to bar. Phyllis, I can't assign to anything. And we know that one of these is her bed. I think we made this one her bed, we said. But if we had unlimited space, I would love to give her like a private, I don't know, something, you know? Is there anything that we can put out here, or will I absolutely regret? Will I absolutely regret pushing us even farther over the limit that I know we've hit, both in terms of, you know, size limit in the game and what the game engine is capable of rendering? I think we can do, I don't know where it is because I don't use it, but I think we have a trade caravan post opportunity out here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can absolutely put this in here. Trade caravan post here. And then maybe, you know what I think might be like sort of low impact but work for us is a little fenced in area for any Brahmin that come in the settlement. Don't know where the wire fence is. Is it in fences? Yes. Okay. Just real quick and dirty. Let's build it out, and then we'll sink the entire thing all at once. And another corner. And we don't even need to, like, gate this in. I'll just extend it a little bit. Oh, you know what I bet we can use? Is those hitching posts from the Nuka World set. First though, let's, oop, not in here. Not even in wood. I clicked too fast. First we will sink this just a little bit to make sure everything touches the ground. There we go. It's not like we have high-speed vehicles coming through here, so I'm not worried about blocking the road. And I'm pretty sure there are hitching posts somewhere. Is it in Nuka World specifically? It might be. It might be in Dry Rock Gulch. Yep, there we go. There we go. Because then you could sort of tie your Brahmin to it if you had like caravan. Caravan Brahmin? Oh, do we want to use this one for them instead of the bathtub one? I think, honestly, I think I still like the bathtub one a little more. Which is in resources? Yeah, there we go. I think it's this way. I'm never right. Whichever way I guess, it's like putting in a USB. Whichever way I guess is the way they eat out of it, I'm wrong. Okay. There we go. Man, I would love if I could add a tree for some shade for them, but I know we can't do that. There is a Raider tent thing. Oh, hold on. I did not realize we got Raider decorations from Nuka World. What in the world? Oh my goodness. We've never seen her before. I bet we could use her. All of the... Wow. Okay, good to know. What have you got? This bloody thing? I don't really want that. That's kind of awful and scary. Oh, look at you. I can't put things on these mannequins, can I? Oh, he is so sassy. Oh, I hate it. It's everything I hate about the Brahmin udders, but with more of them. Oh, I hate that even more. Oh my goodness. Oh, I hate that the most. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Nope. Immediately no. Absolutely not. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. We won't be doing that. We will not be doing that. Wait, but I thought the raiders had... I thought there were decorations for raiders. Oh, but not here. Maybe it was? Maybe it was decorations miscellaneous? Bear with me for just a sec. Because I would love if we could provide our Brahmin a little bit of shade when we get them. And that means, unfortunately, scrolling back all the way over in decorations miscellaneous, though I don't think it's here. Not display. I don't think it's these things. It's not cages. It's not in Raider Miscellaneous. Wait, is it in Raider Miscellaneous? But we just unlocked some of these new things and I didn't scroll enough over to the right. Oh, I think it might be. Yep, I think it might be. It's these tents that I was thinking of. Oh, and this might be a little too big and too scary. How far? Wait. Where does that put us? Oh, I don't mind that at all. Well, that's kind of nice. It adds like a little bit. I mean, not right now, this time of day, but some parts of the day it would add some shade over the Brahmin. That's nice. Oh, let's keep that. And then was there more here that I sort of skipped over because I was horrified? Because these are neat. We've talked before about doing a raider-focused settlement. And sort of doing it as, you know, we'd want to make them feel at home. And there are some options without skulls on them. So that's good to know for the future. But I think this might be all that we wanted to add. So I think maybe let's do full tour and then we'll wrap it up a little early here. All right, this is our full tour of Egret Tours Marina. We have Preston running to join us. We'll start just where we left off here with the building. We have a small trading outpost for any traders, caravans coming through from Bunker Hill. And then we have this little area for their Brahmin. You know, mercenaries and trading merchants are coming in with their pack Brahmin quite often. So we wanted them to have a place to hitch them for the Brahmin to get some shade, grab some water, grab some food while they come in and trade with our settlement. We have food and water here, or sorry, not food. We do have water here with electricity and some protection. Here is where we have our food, sort of on the back half of this pre-war structure. We have a lovely assortment so they can meet all their dietary needs here and the farmer can take a break. Here, this pre-war building, we'll circle back around to go inside because this is the gallery. Feel free to ignore the rad stag here. That's unrelated to the settlement. But this is the gallery, and you hear a bunch of people talking. They're going to be talking more inside. This is a combination art gallery and coffee house and sort of residential housing. So if you are a traveler passing through, you can grab a bed here. This area is sort of where our artist in residence works, but other members of the settlement do come here fairly often to pick up a paintbrush, do some artistic expression. This is the work of our artist. You can grab paints, paintbrushes. This is a little still life table that they can take ideas from. Phyllis does still live here. She's sort of figuring out what she wants to do, and we're figuring out what we want to do with her. But here, the gallery, this is where you can grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of noodles. You can share some stories, get an extra paintbrush, whatever you need. And then upstairs here, we have some residential area. So we have one bed that's sort of open for travelers. We have a bed for our artist in residence who works downstairs. We have a bed for Phyllis, and then we have a bed for the shop owner that you saw downstairs. This is just a guard outpost for Minutemen who happen to be here helping us keep an eye out on things. We'll come back down here, and then another pre-war building in the settlement is currently serving as a warehouse. Sorry, they really struggle with this door. This guy, never mind, he does know how to use a door. But this is our warehouse. This is where our buddy Hans works. Hans works to synthesize chems here, but then he also deals with sort of storing everything that comes in on the water. Because this settlement is right on the water, we do get a bunch of shipments coming in, and anything that can go in longer term storage here, it'll get boxed up and then wait here to either be shipped back out or distributed via the pack ramen that come in and the traders that come in on the land side of the settlement. Up here is just where Hans lives. This is his sort of personal area here where he can take a load off and sort of safely be here. And then I think we just put another turret. Whoops, if I can get up there properly, which I cannot. Up here overlooking the settlement. You can also see the renovation we've done on the gallery to add a new roof. But let's come back down because the next thing I will show you, there we go, is this boat, this lovely boat that our Wastelanders built. It sails, look at it, floating in the water there. This boat can go out and it can trade and it can bring things back. We have even headlights on this boat, really functional boat. We have a captain of this boat who works here, collects spare parts to repair the boat with, of course, but that's his job coming in and out of the settlement. This is him right now, ready to get to work, although probably right now because I guess the sun is setting. This next to the boat, this is Egret Depot. So this is a trading warehouse sort of. This is more active than the storage we have going on in the big warehouse. So if we get, you know, a big crate coming in that's full of something like Lamco mac and cheese, that can go into our longer term storage because it doesn't need to be immediately sorted out. This warehouse trade depot is for more immediate trades going on. So let me turn on my Pip-Boy light. This is where our trader is. He is partners with the boat captain. So they both live here in the back. I'll show you their room in a sec. But if you're just coming in off a boat, if you need to, you know, pop a squat, grab a cold Nuka-Cola, we actually have enough stuff coming in and out of here that you're able to do that. This is where he works. He can do his, you know, filing, taxes, all that good stuff that he needs to do. Some storage back here for him. And then this is the private bedroom area for him and the boat captain. They have a little curtain here that they're using to prevent when the morning sun comes in a little too strong. So coming off the boat and warehouse stuff, we also have a small medical clinic. So this isn't normally staffed, but it is here in case of emergencies. So if, for example, we have somebody come back on a boat, you know, if we've picked somebody up, if we've picked maybe even multiple people up that we've seen out and about, you know, we bring them back to the Minutemen encampment here. And then we have this sort of minute clinic to be able, minute clinic, they're the Minutemen, minute clinic to be able to treat just sort of the bare minimum here. So we can't do surgery here. We would have to send them back out on another, you know, trade route to another one of our settlements, maybe send them out with a provisioner. But this is where we can do sort of immediate stitching up, you know, deal out chems, stim packs, what's the addictol drug to sort of free them of addictions, all that good stuff here. Coming here on the final point of the dock, we have a clothing shop. Now, a clothing shop here at this trade depot actually makes a ton of sense because she is one of our best specialists. She can manufacture leather, clothing, armor, all that stuff that gets shipped out everywhere in the Commonwealth. This locker is for people to drop off things that she might want to repair after hours. So, you know, they might leave their outfit in here for her to deal with, and then she can put it out when she's not actively working and the door is not open, because she also lives in here. So you'd want to be able to lock the door at night. But this is her clothing shop. She's got some, you know, display of her, you know, tailorship, the things that she can make and just the craftsmanship that goes into it. She loves to show off because she's really quite excellent at it. This is her workstation, and then she's got some storage and some, you know, cloth and yarn. This is where she works. She's got a very unique sense of style. And then up here, this is where she lives. So she's got, you know, a poster. She loves that Radio Noir. She's got a clock to remind her to get up and open her shop in the morning. But hey, if she oversleeps, that's why she's got the locker outside and a little mattress. So that's where she lives. And then the last part of this settlement is also what we worked on today. It is up here, this guard station. So coming up here, this is where we have a lookout. And this is her little house here. So she can look over if ever anybody, you know, uses the waterway as an entrance to try and overtake the Minutemen. We've got eyes in the sky up here. Yep, thank you, girl. And this is where she lives in this little shack up here. So it's got, you know, some personal touches, nice and cozy for her, but she can also sit here and keep an eye out what's going on over the waterways. So that is Egret Tours Marina. Oh, it is getting dark now, so this is a perfect time to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, give it a thumbs down and let me know what I could have done better. I know the game performance is really suffering at this point because we've been at this settlement so long. So next time we will be at a new settlement. Let me know where you think we should go next and what you think we should build there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I got word of a settlement that needs our help. I'll mark the location on your map.